What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Charles, mXrevival, mXrevival.com. It's a pleasure to have you with me today. We are getting so close to the finish line on T1000. I was thinking our last video might have been it before the big reveal, but then a few more awesome parts came in the mail. We are still waiting on the crown jewel that is going to actually probably be one more video after this before we do the final reveal video, and that is our Huga Performance exhaust pipe from Canada. It is a handmade cone pipe, so can't wait to get that on the bike, of course. Today we have a pretty bitchin' agenda. I did receive our fuel system for T1000, our 2003 CR250 build, so we'll go over that. I also received a nice little care package from Toil. You guys know I always leave those taped up until we can open them together. What else we got here? And then we have some coolant to try. Now, I know what you're thinking, coolant? No big deal, but this stuff is badass. I've actually wanted to try it for a long time. It is Evans Waterless coolant, so we'll go over the pros and cons, why you would or wouldn't want to use it. Honestly, I'm not sure there are any cons. And after that, we'll go ahead and top off the radiators on this bad boy, which will be one step closer to firing it off. Now, if you guys missed our last CR250 build episode for T1000, I actually took the tank and airbox that looked like absolute shit, and I actually polished them up. I was able to find a really cheap, affordable compound, 3-step process. It worked like a charm. I was shocked. The tank came out amazing. It has a beautiful gloss. So when you guys have time, that will be in the description for you below. All right, who's first today? Now, admittedly, I did accidentally open this box. Sorry, I think it's the first one I cracked without you guys. I did think it was a different part. So first up on the roster, the one, the only, Lectron Carburetor. Guys, thank you for always being a part of my builds. You could say this is the heart of the bike, that one thing that makes the engine run just right. And to be perfectly honest with you guys, the CR250, especially the 02 and up, the last generation with the case reed engine, really is the one bike I've encountered that needs the Lectron more than anything. For whatever reason, on the 02 and up CR250, the Lectron is just the bee's knees for this bike. It just basically fixes the damn thing by plugging this sucker in. A lot of you guys already know these don't have jets. These are jetless carburetors. It's a very simplified fuel system, one that also increases fuel economy by a long shot. And if looking badass wasn't good enough by itself, there are also tons of added benefits to running Lectron. So in a normal carburetor, be it a Mikuni or a Kiin, you would have several jetting circuits. You would have a main jet, a pilot jet, of course the slide size, the needle in the slide, and then the clip position on that needle as well. And in order to get your bike to run really well, all of those circuits need to be balanced harmoniously with one another. Well, the Lectron doesn't have any of that stuff. It actually has 2 fuel circuits. I like to sum it up like this. 0 to 50% throttle is the metering rod, which is one circuit. 50% throttle to 100% throttle would be the power jet circuit, which is the second circuit. These 2 circuits always blend seamlessly together and give the bike exactly what it needs, no more, no less. And so that's why it has a huge jump up in fuel efficiency. Not only that, but because the bike isn't too lean or too fat and running dirty where you get that black 2-stroke soot out your tailpipe, everything is actually going to combust better and run better. And so that's why everything just feels seamless and cleaned up on the CR250 specifically. Of course, this works on all bikes. I started using these about 5 years ago on my 2017 250SX. That was the first year they came with the new Mikuni, and what a huge difference. Basically, the power band is more unified, more predictable, more usable, which also actually translates into confidence since you're not thinking about what your machine may or may not do with a shitty fuel system. And maybe one of the coolest things about this is for our customers, everyone that's ever ordered one of these from mXrevival.com, save for just a few customers that may have had an unmentioned big bore or port and polish, every other one of my guys has been able to plop this in, start the bike, set the idle, and hit the trails or track. There are definitely 2 crowds when it comes to using Lectrons. Most guys love them. Most guys actually could benefit greatly from this, and the other side hates them. I think it's really funny since this is the carburetor most people need since they don't want to jet, they don't know how to jet, they're intimidated by jetting, whatever it may be. And the guys that seem to dislike them, at least in my opinion so far, are the guys that are old school. They like building engines. These are the guys that know how to get every little iota out of all the different jetting circuits in a traditional carburetor. So for those of you who want to learn more about these wonderful carburetors, this killer invention from Lectron Fuel Systems, you can of course check out their website, or if you'd like to support mXrevival.com, we also carry the Lectron. We carry it for the 2-stroke, we carry it for the 4-stroke. If you have any questions, you can also ask below or hit me on the contact link, mxrevival.com. I would be happy to help you. The only thing I'm going to change about this with our install today is the yellow hose. It is like the trademark signature. That guy has a Lectron in his bike piece on the Lectron carburetor. But I am going to go ahead and find a clear hose because this will look a little out of place on T1000. Okay, so now that we have our Lectron installed, boys and girls, we are going to wait to fill the bowl, as they say, until the bike bike is complete until I can get some fresh race gas in it. Maybe that'll make a nice little clip in the reveal video. We shall see. Alright, care package number 2. Now I know it's from No Toil, but I'm not exactly sure what they sent. Sometimes they send me a ton of crazy stuff that I didn't know they had, like exhaust plugs, airbox covers if you wanted to wash your airbox out without your filter installed. My favorite, pre-oiled No Toil air filter. And another. And another. Holy crap. And another. What else? Oh! What's this? Wait, 2? See what I mean? Always a nice surprise. What the heck is in here? Ah, sick. Alright, so this is a replacement air filter cage. Looks a lot more robust and much thicker than the stock one. Let's see if we can find the stock one somewhere. Oh yeah, definitely a huge difference. This one is massive and very robust compared to the very spindly stock unit we have here. Where do I even start? You guys always hook me up with the coolest stuff. I really appreciate you guys being a part of the build. I think my favorite thing about the No Toil air filters is that they actually all come pre-oiled and ready to use. So of course the install is insanely simple. When I was a kid, I always used a different brand of filters, and I just did so because that's kind of like how I was raised. One of the really cool things about No Toil air filters is that their oil system is completely biodegradable. And the reason I think that's important is because it's really good for you to not be touching and breathing petroleum products pretty much as possible. Though we do of course love burning gasoline, this is one of those areas where you could do without the exposure. And what's really cool is that when I am ready to wash these suckers, I just throw them in the washing machine in the house. And the first time I did that, my wife just about shit her pants. And these suckers just come out spotless, so it's a really brilliant system actually. When I was a kid, I used to wash my oil filters in gasoline, and I wouldn't even use gloves. I didn't know what I was doing. It was obviously really bad for your skin and causing cancer and all that really terrible shit. Easier to use, comes ready to use, clean super easy. I mean, who wants to spend their time soaking their filters in a bucket and all that crap? Just throw these in the washing machine when your wife's not looking and you are good to go. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with all 4 of these air filters. I only really need one before I send this back to Dirt Bike Magazine, so maybe I should give them to you guys. So do me a favor, I'm going to give away 3 of these filters to you guys in the comments below. But in order to find out if this part fits your machine, I want you to go to the No Toil website and check out part number 1243. If this fits your bike and you want to win an air filter on me, go ahead and check their website out. Find out if the part fits. If it does, let me know, and I will mail you a pre-oiled No Toil air filter. Alright guys, so next up we need to jump into our care package from Evans Coolant. Alright, what do we got in here? Oh man, a little water bottle, some cardboard, a dope Evans lid, some shop rags. We're gonna need those because I'm bound to make a freaking mess in a minute. Oh, or maybe not, a funnel. This is awesome. I love this. Some big old stickers. This will actually look killer on the black toolboxes. And then we have 6 different bottles of fluids right here. So what's this guy here? Prep fluid. Okay, we'll talk about the prep fluid and why you need it in just a second. In our case, I don't think we're going to need it. I'll find out, but our radiators are brand new and they've never had coolant in them before, so that's what this is for. We'll get there. What else we got? All right. Evans. Okay, this is the actual waterless coolant. They sent me 4 freaking bottles of this stuff. So again, maybe I need to do a giveaway. I'm going to go ahead and say that probably just one of these will fill these radiators and there'll probably be left over. Alright, so what's the deal with this stuff anyways? Why would you even want to use it? Non-Evans coolants are part water, part antifreeze. Evans contains no water. Cool story, bro. What's the big deal? Over time, and because other coolants use water, it is actually the primary source of corrosion in your radiators. Maybe some of you guys have had your radiators start to weep seemingly for no reason, maybe around a joint or a really weird area. Well, that's corrosion from the inside out. Due to the water being a conductor between dissimilar metals, which would be like one metal versus another alloy, and the water acting as a conductor between the two, the internal parts actually start to corrode over time, which sucks. So by eliminating water, first of all, you are eliminating the #1 issue with the radiators rotting from the inside out over time. Perk number 2 of the Evans waterless coolant would be that because there is no water, it cannot boil over and turn to steam, which accelerates the destruction of course, if you are in a boil over condition. So this raises the boiling temperature by quite a bit and it cannot turn to steam. The boiling point on this stuff is 375 degrees. I'm pretty sure regular coolants are like 230, 240, somewhere in there. And as mentioned, no steam, no accelerated boil over process. So that in itself is actually pretty remarkable. Perhaps even more remarkable, Evans sent enough of this stuff for me to do pretty much every bike in the stable. I'm going to go ahead and give away 2 of these and 1 of the prep fluids because I'm going to need to convert one or two of my bikes with this stuff here, and of course I'd like to be running some of this myself. At any rate, because I will need one of these bottles of prep fluid for either my RMZ or RM or the China bike or whatever it may be, that actually brings us to the topic of the prep fluid itself. And you need this stuff if you're going to change over to Evans from a traditional coolant. Now the reason you can't just dump the Evans coolant in straight away is because your old antifreeze actually has water in it, and when you just drain the system you can't eliminate 100% of that stuff. Gravity alone just won't do the job, so that's where the prep fluid comes in. I guess you can go ahead and say this expels all the water you can't get out by hand by simply draining the system. So one for me, one for you, two for me, two for you. Man, we are getting so close on this bike. Guys, everyone in today's video, thank you so much for contributing. Evans, Lectron, No Toil, everybody in previous T1000 videos, thank you as well. If it weren't for the viewers and the sponsors, this stuff just wouldn't be anywhere near as cool as it could be. So what else do we have for today? Oh, that's right. We need to check out these badass bar pads that my buddy Jason at Phoenix Handlebars sent. You guys may remember a few videos back, we received our brand new Phoenix Handlebars in the 7/8 variety for T1000. Only problem for this build was that even though the bar pads look sick, we just couldn't run the gold on this bike. This is just not the right setup. So thanks to Jason at Phoenix Handlebars and the guys at Throttle Syndicate, we actually got some custom bar pads. Check this out. We got the black and gray Phoenix, and what's really special about this, aside from the fact that they even did it for us, thank you so much guys, we got some T1000 logos in there. So this is bar pad number 1 of 2 with the T1000 sort of split 50-50, and then we have bar pad number 2 which has the T1000 not split in half. Check this out. Pretty dope. This is the one we're going to run on the bike, so really excited. We even have the actual Terminator font going on here, which is badass. We have it matching the cylinder head exactly. This is the kind of stuff that just makes bike builds pop. This is so awesome. Thank you Jason and Throttle Syndicate. This bike is just nuts. Another little detail that I thought would be pretty amazing on this bike build was the MotoTape. Now truthfully, the vapor blasted finish is not going to last long as it is, but this bike was all about the concept. How much stuff, how many bike parts can I vapor blast? How crazy can I go with the vapor blasting? Turns out it's a lot. I even thought about taking this guy apart and vapor blasting it, but it is so close to the finish I'm going after that it doesn't really make sense to take it apart, perhaps compromise something and delay the build waiting for parts when my big dumb monkey hands screw something up. And to be perfectly honest, I think enough is enough on the vapor blasting with this bad boy. So anyways, back to the MotoTape. This stuff was a really cool gray color. It's just subtle enough to not distract your eye from the bike. A lot of you guys are probably already running the MotoTape. Of course they have black as well, but this is going to be just perfect for T1000 and also sort of save the frame when the boys at Dirt Bike Mag start to beat the living crap out of this bike. Alright guys, so with that said, stay tuned for our next video. This Saturday coming, I am headed down to Elusive Graphics. We're going to custom design a one-off decal kit for T1000. I'm going to try and capture some of that magic, and our next video in this build series will either be something to do with the custom design graphics or that cone pipe will show up. Maybe both things will happen. That would be really awesome. At any rate, I'm thinking that our next video will be the last video before the big reveal video. I've got a location picked out. I got some cool tech that I picked up, a gimbal, this lens. I got the drone fired up and working. So depending on when the wheels come back, the pipe comes back, and of course the graphics, the only thing missing after that is some fresh race gas and we will be live. To all of you, thank you for watching. I appreciate you spending your time with me here on YouTube. Until our next video, shred safe, and I will see you soon.